Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome back to Xsyon. The sun is coming up. This is a perfect time to get work done. It is, what, 6:40 a.m. in the morning in game, and you may have noticed a slight change to the world. We are out of winter, finally. We are in spring, so everything is really green right now. It feels like a totally different game. It looks very cool. So we've had a lot of stuff going on. We've been putting up various structures here and doing more terraforming to make room for some things here. So this is coming along pretty well. A whole lot easier to see what we're doing now that the snow is gone. But you can see we've got some railings up on the, I don't know what we call this here. Kind of our, it's almost like a porch. It's our front porch. But we got railings on here. Kalohe's been hard at work adding all kinds of stuff here. We have the plans for another structure back there. So yeah, it's definitely coming together. Now today what I wanted to do is kind of walk through some of the farming. I've actually only just been learning about this today. Kalohe actually went out and got some seeds, a good 50 seeds of each of these, carrot and sunflower, so that I would have plenty to work with. And I've got a couple of other things with me here as well. I've got a bucket with 20 units of water, and I've also turned some fish into fertilizer. I've got 18 units of that left. Now I have planted some things as well, a few of both of these right now. You can see I've got a carrot and I've got a sunflower. So let's jump into this. I'm gonna actually bring up my farming tool. When I do that, bring up my farming window, you can see these icons here. So you can see that we can see the name, that they're growing, how many days are left, and their maturity level, and then we've got 6 bars here. So basically I'm going to run you through those really quick. We've got in the upper left here we have the amount of sunlight it's getting, which is good. If we hop over to the right, we have an indicator of how much water is there, so it's pretty full. The next one underneath the light on the left here is the weeds. So there's no weeds to pull right now. We can see there's some on the other one over here just a little bit. To the right of that, this is pests or insects, so we'd have to get rid of those as this bar went up. Finally, bottom left, we've got fertilizer. You can see I've got that at like 50%. And then the bottom right one, I'm pretty sure I saw this correctly, that this is the maturity level. So it basically matches this percentage. This being 0, it's 0 down here. So there you go. That's the quick and dirty of what we're seeing here. If we actually interact with the plants, we can right click and see all of the options to kind of interact with those elements. So if we wanted to fertilize, we could do that. You can see that we're at 50 right now. I can click fertilize. I could potentially fail at this, at really any of these. In fact, there you go. You spill fertilizer to the ground, which is hilarious because that's what I'm trying to do. You can actually spill water as well, and it will say that you've spilled water onto the ground, which is a fail. But it's like, that's what I'm doing, right? I'm pouring water onto the ground. Somehow I completely missed the plant. But you get the idea. So it's pretty straightforward once you get them in and kind of managing them here. You can actually pull up anything you've grown once it gets to maturity of 75%, but obviously you get better returns if you wait till that maturity gets all the way up to 100%. So again, I've got some seeds here. I'm actually going to plant a few more. I'm in the carrot row. Now technically I would plant these long rows this way, but it's just not what I did. So we're going to roll with that. We are on carrot, so let's go ahead and put down a carrot. And again, you can kind of, you can fail these as well. So let's do the plant. I'm noticing that when you stand on a line, it kind of plants ahead of you and then slightly to the left is what it seems like if you're trying to plan that out. Something to consider, but I don't know if that's always the case. Just when I was paying attention, that's what it did. So I'm kind of curious to see again. See where we're standing and if it does it off to the left a little bit. I'm just failing left and right here. And now we can actually look over here, foraging, let's see, where was, I thought I had farming up at the top here. Let's see. I bet you I scrolled right over it, didn't I? There it is. 938. Now fortunately you do get some skill in failing as well. I was actually kind of curious where we were at. So there you go. We planted one and that gave us 0.1 from 938 to 948. So there you go, there's one of those guys. We can step over here, and it did seem to line up correctly. I basically was trying to stand here. Let's do a sunflower seed. You can see I actually burned through quite a bit of the carrots, unfortunately. Let's step up here just a little bit. No, carrots in the way, I gotta move over more. There we go. I almost stepped out of that. Now fortunately, Kalohe got a lot of these. He got 50 of each. I just pulled out 15 for now to get things started. So there you go. You can actually see the difference there with, oh no, these are the two different kinds. I was like, wow, look how small this one is compared to that one. Yeah, that's because they're different kinds. Okay, so let's actually water this guy. There you go, we spill water on the ground. That's the whole point. I'm going to try to get this in. Now I think, yeah, when you succeed on the water, it completely fills it up, water level 100. The fertilizer, if I recall correctly, ends up doing 25 at a time, so 25%. And I was reading that you can put varying amounts in there depending on the time of year, maybe the kind of plant. Oh, I don't recall offhand, but I figured it didn't really matter that much. I'm trying to re-water the plant. It didn't matter too much because I'd pretty much just be keeping an eye on this. Okay, I think I might have been trying to water something that was already watered. It just occurred to me as I walked away and started looking at the fertilizer. I was thinking fertilizer, but I was watering. So anyway, I do still need to put some fertilizer on the last ones there. I think what I'm going to do, though, is kind of lay out some more farmland because I think I want to get a good chunk of these going. And you can see I've got these spaced pretty much as close together as I can. We could probably get 5-6 more out here, something like that, which would work. Let's see. Try to get this. And I don't know if I can line this up exactly right. I was kind of off by one here, and it didn't seem to matter what I did. Let's see if I can do it by facing that way. No. Oh, man. I'm just making this look all goofy. All kinds of goofy. Let's try it from over here. No. Gotta be a place I can stand to get this last bit. Try to fill this in just right. I may not be able to. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, what I'll do is I think we're going to farm from here down this way. Now what's funny is there's actually a bit of plot land here that I don't remember doing, and what I have a feeling happened was that there was snow all over the place. The grass was kind of clear here, and so I might have just tried to put it there, and then you can't really tell that you actually put farmland down in the snow. So anyway, we just have a random patch, but I think it gives me a good marker. I might try and fill this whole area with this plot so that we can get a whole lot more seeds. I want to have a lot of this stuff going. And it could be a bit of a nightmare to upkeep. You could see, like, imagine running around and seeing those icons all the time and having that kind of OCD of like, oh, there's weeds there, I need to pull them. But it's probably pretty cool when you have a larger tribe of people, because anybody can actually work on that once it's planted. Only someone who planted it can actually harvest it, but anybody can help, pull weeds, add flowers, do the fertilizer. Add flowers? Is that what that's not what I meant. You know what I mean. Upkeep that stuff. Anybody can help out with that, so that's pretty cool. Now, it's funny because I've been playing this for a little while now and trying out all the different skills, farming, terraforming, all kinds of different things, and it's got me thinking more and more about what I would want to do. For example, if I remade my character and I chose new starting skills, because the skills you choose in the beginning let you start at 25 instead of 5. And what I'm thinking so far is I think the farming would be a lot of fun, and I think cooking would be as well. I feel like that might be my focus at some point. Right now what we're doing is we're playing the game, we're kind of getting used to how everything works, and then we will probably play casually for a little while and wait for some bigger updates to come out later this year, like in the summer and maybe afterwards. And there is probably going to be a point where I will jump back into this full-time, like play it quite a bit. I'm really enjoying it right now, and other people who've been watching the videos, some people I've played other games with, are saying that they would also be interested in joining in. So anyway, that's probably going to be a thing at some point, which is why I've been thinking about these things. What do I want to do, if we were to start over? So in basically plotting this out, I realized a little bit of a fatal flaw here. I was kind of going in this direction as I laid these out. Then I started here and working my way down, and then I worked back towards this, and you can see that I actually ended up making a narrow gap in here where I can't actually do this anymore. I can't plow the land because there's just not a spot I can stand in there, so that was not a good idea. So it looks like the best way to go is basically make sure you're not walking or you're not plowing towards a plowed area, at least if you're concerned about those kinds of things. Here I can continue to step forward, just as far as I need to do the next one and make sure that I don't have any gap. But yeah, lesson learned there, I suppose. So we just got a little bit more here. I could do one more, but I think it would extend out a bit farther. This is, not quite even. Obviously this side was down a little bit, so that's kind of what's sticking it out down there. I will probably run this row down as well, but I think what I want to do right now is kind of grab up some of these logs. It's probably a waste, but I like the idea of taking these and surrounding the farmland, just almost give it like a fence. Now granted, we could make some kind of railing, and that's probably what we would do at some point, but I don't know, I just felt like this might be kind of cool. Something like this. I'll actually pick this up and move it in a little bit farther. Let's see if I can get that here. Whoops. Yeah, something like that. I might go around this thing and throw those in. I guess I don't have enough here right now. Maybe I do over there to kind of fully surround this, but that's okay. You can see we're standing on the road here. I actually took the road just earlier. I took it down to the water, or almost all the way down to the water. And I wasn't sure about this, but you can actually lay road down outside of your tribe marked area. So I saw the roads here, these paths, and thought, well, did somebody make that? Because that's not inside their territory. And while you can't build outside there, you can, it seems, lay down some paths. So this is another thing we'll be considering as well. We've got, you know, this one going right by the corner of our place here, and then there's one, it's close over there. So I'll probably just kind of route a path in here. You move a whole lot faster on those, so probably come in like this and then just angle it to connect to this one, and then that shoots right down to the water. So I think that could work out pretty well. Okay, well, there we have it. We've got wood surrounding this thing, which looks pretty good. Kalohe actually just jumped on and was saying, oh, I could put fence up, and I was like, yeah, I was just saying that in the video that we could probably do that. I did just want to see what the logs look like over here. We'll pick them up and use them for something, I'm sure. And our little patch here, who knows, maybe we'll drop something in here, some kind of structure. But there we go. We've got to water these, obviously, and fertilize them. You can see that up here in these original 4, they are growing. They were wilting before, but we have pulled them back. I was actually reading that as long as they're not wilting too long, you can save those. Now, what I want to do is I want to do some experimenting, because I've been curious about this. So let's do this. I'm going to actually bring up the terraforming, because I'm interested to see if the plowed land gets messed up from terraforming. Now, I think I may have to move the log, come to think of it. Let me just try to lower terrain. Yeah. Okay. It's fun while it lasts. So let's just move this over here. Let's drop this out there. Okay, so yeah, I just want to terraform an area here and see if it messes up the plowing or not. Okay, it does. Wow, yeah, it really tears it up, which makes sense. I was just curious if the texture would actually flow down in that, so that if you, for example, if I wanted to level all of this out, whether it would keep the plowed land, but it doesn't. So the next question was going to be, will it mess up a plant? So I'm assuming it will. I'm kind of curious if it gives a warning though, so I just want to try this, but obviously we're going to have to move the log again. Go drop this over here. So again, I would imagine it's going to wreck the plant. I guess I'm more curious about whether it's going to tell me that it's going to do that. Oh, the sunflower is in the way. Okay, so it just fully prevents you from doing it. I guess that's good to know. If you were terraforming kind of close, it wouldn't just let you like mess up your crops. It's actually a really good thing to know. Now, what I'm going to do before I leave is head over in this direction. We're going to sprint wildly. I just love this run. We're going to sprint over here because I want to see the scrap piles. There we go. I wanted to see what they looked like in the spring. Believe it or not, I just hadn't crossed that little hill back there yet. So you can see these patches here. This is where people have picked up enough bundles, was the word I was looking for, that when you pick up enough bundles, it will actually clear that, and so you can't scavenge off of that anymore. But yeah, it's pretty cool looking. Big piles of bones. You can see these every once in a while in the snow and everything, the bones, but I'm realizing more detail now, like the curved blue. When you actually pull the metal out, this is actually, you see the pipes look like that. There's some blue ones, silver ones, so you can see that really mixed in here well. But man, things look really cool during the spring. You can see the the reverse waterfall, as I call it. Some of the waterfalls do that. They look like they're flowing up. But anyway, I think we're going to go ahead and leave it at that for now. I just wanted to show you guys the farming. Some of you have asked about how the farming works, and I didn't know. I've been trying to get seeds together so I could actually show you that. So now we've done that, which is awesome. Definitely have a handle on how that works, and I like it. I think it's pretty cool. I like having a lot of different things to interact with and kind of keep up with. It makes it kind of fun. So anyway, I do want to thank you guys for stopping in and watching. I appreciate it. We'll probably do another 1 or 2 more videos covering a couple other things perhaps, and we'll kind of see how things go from there. But like I said, thanks for watching. As always, I'll catch you guys next time.